أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
اللهم صل اللهم
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله قال الله تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون ثم أما بعد فإن خير أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي وهدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها كل محدثة بدعة كل بدعة ضلالة كل ضلالة في النار بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة وكشف الغمة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. Start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send blessings and salutations to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his family and his companions and all of his followers until the day of judgment. Inshallah, today I want to take a little moment to remind myself and all the brothers and sisters regarding a topic which is being repeated every year. We keep repeating this topic time to time, as it's our duty to repeat some things time to time. As Allah Prophet mentioned in the hadith, Ad-Din al-Nasiha. Deen is sincerity. So we have to remind each other. Among them, some topics we always have to remind each other. This is sad, but we have to repeat these things every year. It's been happening for a long, long time. Everybody in the member, stand in the member, they remind these things, remind about these things to people. But people keep doing these sins, keep falling into these sins. As Prophet ﷺ mentioned in a hadith, he said, my analogy to you is as though there's a fire lit up. And as the insect tried to fall into the fire, he was trying to jump into the fire. Now I'm trying to hold your waist belt and trying to save you from the fire, but you are trying to fall into it. You are insisting to fall into it. Same thing happens. The imams, the khatibs, always remind people regarding some topics, but people keep falling into the sins. Inshallah, I'm going to mention some topics that we should be aware of. It's our duty to remind people. It's our duty to advise people. We don't point towards someone. When you talk from Mimbar, we don't point towards someone. We don't attack someone specifically. I'm not talking about you or you or you specifically. But if these things fit you, if you feel like this, I'm talking about you, maybe it's a good thing for you. Maybe it's a reminder for you. Maybe you can correct yourself. Maybe you can fix yourself. Maybe this is a reminder, a good reminder for you that maybe I'm into the sin. So don't think I'm talking about you. Don't think I'm pointing towards you. I'm pointing towards the sin. If you are thinking that it's for you, then it's a good reminder for you. Alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. O you who have believed, protect yourself and your families from the fire, whose fuel is people and strong. In there, over which are angels which are harsh and severe. They do not disobey Allah in what He commands them, but do what they are commanded. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning in the Quran, save yourself and your family from the fire of Jahannam, whose fuel is people and stone. This could be me and you. We don't know who could be the fuel of the Jahannam. It could be me and you. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to save ourselves, أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا, and our families. Rather, what we're doing, instead of trying to save our families, we're pushing them towards the destruction. How so? By allowing free mixing in our family, by allowing free mixing in our society. I love when my wife goes to outside with the perfume on, with nice clothes on, so that people can see. Subhanallah, we are going against the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, save yourself and your family. What we are doing? Opposite. We are pushing our family towards the destruction. We are taking them towards the destruction. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. What happens when we make it happen, when we allow this premixing happens in our family, in our society? This meeting together, mixing and intermingling of man and woman in one places and counting of them together, and the revealing and exposure of women and men are prohibited in Islam. মেয়ে পুরুষের একসাথে মেলামেশা, একসাথে চলাফেরা, এক জায়গায় একত্র হওয়া, এক জায়গায় একত্র হয়ে কেনাকাটা করা, এক জায়গায় একত্র হয়ে গান শোনা, একত্র হয়ে পার্টি করা, it's not allowed in Islam. It's not allowed in Islam. No one gives permission for that. Not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If someone else gave permission, that's not Islam. Islam is what Allah said and what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Quran in Surah Al-Ahzab, وَإِذَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُنَّ مَتَاعًا فَاسْأَلُوهُنَّ مِنْ وَرَاءِ حِجَابٍ ذَلِكُمْ أَطْهَرُ لِقُلُوبِكُمْ وَقُلُوبِهِمْ. Allah said, for anything you want, ask them for before a screen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, if you want something from a female, you have to ask from behind the screen. If I want something from a lady, I have to call them from behind the screen. My sister, can I get this? Can I have this one? If you need something, Allah is telling to ask from behind the screen. Now, how far we are from Quran? We don't care about this screen. Whether we go intermingling together, we mix with each other in a big hall, everyone together. Subhanallah, this is direct against the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. Prophet ﷺ mentioned in a hadith, he said, كلكم راع. Each of you is a shepherd. Everyone among us, everyone here, and everyone in the society, and everywhere, everybody is a shepherd. Everybody is responsible for his flocks. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask him in the day of judgment about his flocks. Means Allah will ask me about my family, you about your family, Allah will ask everyone about their family. Did you allow free mixing in your family? Did you allow your wife to go outside? Did you allow your wife to talk to someone else? Did you allow someone else to smell the perfume of your wife? Sounds bad, but this is happening. Our family, they don't put perfume at home. But when they go outside, they put perfume on. They don't put good clothes at home. It's supposed to be. But when they go outside, they put their clothes on. Ornaments, jewelry. It's for the people to see, not for the family. This is the norm of our society. Not supposed to be. Instead of taking care of our flocks, we're pushing them towards the destruction. Now if you do that, if you allow free mixing in your family, what happens? Prophet mentioned in a hadith, the dayus will not enter into Jannah. If you allow free mixing in your family, if you allow your wife to go intermingling with people, you are dayus. And what is dayus? The one who let his family go outside, one who let his family intermingle with other people, one who has no hira, one who has no hira. People are going to look at my wife. That's not what Islam is. One Sahaba said, if I hear someone talking about my wife, I'm going to chop off his neck. Where we are now. Now you are a dayus. Prophet mentioned in a hadith, he said, the dayus will never enter into Jannah. I'm sorry, not never. The dayus will not enter into Jannah. Dayus is the man who doesn't have jealousy on his mahraim, his mother, his sister, his wife, and other ladies in his family. Abdullah ibn Umar then reported, he said, Prophet said, 3 people will not enter Jannah. And Allah will not look at them on the day of judgment. The one who is disobedient to his parents, the woman who imitates man, and at the use. Now, do you want to be one of them? Do I want to be one of them? No. I need to go to Jannah. I need to take my family to Jannah. But not understanding, not realizing, I'm taking me and my family to Jahannam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us. The dayus is a man who would show off his wife and her beauty to the other male, to non-mahram. A dayus is a man who accepts his wife to go outside and with him wearing perfume, putting makeup and wearing attractive clothes. A dayus is a man who is pleased by the admiring of glances from stranger men towards his wife. Wallahi, these things happening. When some other brothers see my wife and say, mashallah, your wife looks beautiful. I feel proud. I married someone beautiful. Other people see, look at my wife, they stare at her, and they say, wow, mashallah, your wife looks beautiful. Wow, you say, mashallah, you're making sin. And I'm coming, why I'm talking about this thing, inshallah, I'm coming on that. And when you go to this mixing party, what happens? Normally, mostly, whenever there's a party going on, with men and women together, intermingling, there's music on. There's music, singing. Music and singing is haram in Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Quran, ayat about it. Prophet mentioned so many various hadith about it. Now some people even go further, they say, no, music is not haram in Islam. Who told you music is not haram in Islam? Are you prophet? Who gave you this fatwa? আপনাকে কে বললো মিউজিক হারাম না ইসলামে? মানুষ তর্ক করে মিউজিক হারাম না। কে বলছে মিউজিক হারাম? Of course, 100% music is haram in Islam. Allah SWT mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Luqman, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْتَرِي لَهُ الْحَدِيثِ لِيُضِلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَيَتَّخِذَهَا هُزُوًا أُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ مُحِينٌ. And of the people is who buys by amusement of speech to mislead others from the way of Allah without knowledge and who trust in ridicule. Those will have a humiliating punishment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning in the Quran, He says, those who talk in vain talk, foul talk. The Mufassirun talks about this ayah. Everyone, Ibn Abbas, Mujahid, rahimahullah, Qatada, rahimahullah, everybody mentioned this about this ayah. They say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about music in this ayah. Now, if you think it's not music, we can accept your opinion. We accept Ibn Abbas' opinion. Ra'isul Mufassirin. Prophet mentioned about him, make dua for him. Allahumma yafaqqihu fi din. He is the Mufassir, the Mufassir. He mentioned this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about music. Now if you say this is not about music, we can accept your opinion. Your opinion is not Islam. Islam is qala Allah wa qala Rasul. Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah mentioned, he said this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about music, singing, vain talk, foul talk, which mislead people from the deen. As-Sadiq rahimahullah mentioned in his tafsir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, talking about in ayah, about music, about singing. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah mentioned, the interpretation of the Sahaba and Tabi'in that idle talk refers to singing is sufficient. What else you want? What do you need? What else you need to understand that music is haram in Islam? Prophet mentioned in a hadith, Abu Umar reported, he said, Prophet said, do not sell singing slave women, do not buy them and do not teach them. There is nothing good in this trade. And their price is haram. Anything related to music is haram. Buying and selling, the singers, trading of music and singing is haram. People bring musicians from Bangladesh. People bring musicians from other area. You're paying them, right? Haram. According to hadith, it's haram. You don't understand? You don't realize? Well, now you know. If you're involved in this, get off. There is never late. But if you, after knowing this, if you keep insisting on doing these things, you will great discomfort. You will get bigger trouble. Prophet mentioned in the hadith, he said, among my ummah, there will certainly be people who commit zina, silk, and musical instruments. He ﷺ knew all these things. People will commit zina, and they will not think it's zina. He ﷺ knew about this. People will wear silk, and they will say, no, it's not silk, it's something. People will deal with singing, and they will not accept this is haram. Prophet ﷺ mentioned this a long time ago. He knew that. Singing is haram in Islam. It's fact. We have to understand this. We have to realize this. It was narrated that Nafi, the slave of Abdullah ibn Umar, he said, one day I was with Abdullah ibn Umar, and we are passing through a street. And at one point, a sound came in, that's music and singing. So Abdullah ibn Umar, he put his fingers in his ears, and he started walking fast. After crossing the area, he said, do you still hear the music or singing? He said, no. And then he put his finger up. And he said, I was with Prophet ﷺ one day, and he did the same. He can't even tolerate the music, the sound of music. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to do. If we are passing through a hall that having a music party, a singing party, a concert, put your finger on the ear. Follow the sunnah. At least you'll get the reward of following the sunnah. Don't even go close to music. Forget about involving in these things. Forget about singing in the music show or participating in the show with my family and being a dayus. We can't even go close to this area. If you're passing towards the street and the hall has sound, big sounds, put your finger on the ear so that it doesn't come into your ear. Why this though? What's gonna happen if some music comes into my ear? It might affect you. Because Allah said it's a vain talk, it's a foul talk in the Quran. So as a Muslim, we don't want it close to our ear. We don't even close the sounds of it close to us. That's how haram it is. That's how bad it is. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding. Inshallah, in the second part of khutbah, we'll discuss a little bit more about music and other stuff. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المؤمنين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. I heard some people say, music softens hearts. Music gives me comfort. Whenever I need to sleep, I put the music on. I feel so good. My heart gets peace. I fall asleep. Is it true? 100% false. Those who has habit of singing, listening to music, those who sleep by listening to music, wallahi, he's not a Muslim. He's not a good Muslim. He doesn't come to prayer, come to masjid 5 times a day, does he? The people who know that involved in singing and music and all this false and vain talk, they don't come to masjid 5 times a day. If these things gives you peace in your heart, why don't you come to masjid then? If music can fix your heart, it can give comfort to your heart, then why don't this music brings you to masjid? If your heart was had disturbance and music fixed it, music made it purified, then you should come to masjid then. Now it's pure. You should come back to Allah and His Messenger. Whether what happened? Those who involved in music and singing, they go far, far away from Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So music doesn't give comfort. If you feel comfort, that's from shaitan. That's not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you feel comfort in your heart, I feel so good, I'm so comfortable, mashallah. You saying mashallah, but this is from shaitan. It's not from Allah. It cannot be from Allah. If Allah said something against it in the Quran, if Allah mentioned against it in the Hadith, then how come it can be from Allah? It's not. So music doesn't soften your heart. If you think so, then it's from shaitan. What are the duties of imam and leaders in the society regarding this free mixing, music, parties? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, الَّذِينَ إِن مَكَّنَّاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَوُا الزَّكَاةَ وَأَمَرُوا بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَنَهَوْا عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَلِلَّهِ عَاقِبَةُ الْأُمُورِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, those who, if we give them authority in the land, establish prayer and give zakat and enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. And to Allah belongs the outcome, all matters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, those who give authority, means imams, leaders, those who have power, those who can talk, those who can say something to people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them power so that they establish salat, they give zakat, they enjoin good and forbid evil. If you don't do that, Allah will humiliate you. Allah will insult you. Instead of prohibiting people from doing these things, you are going to the program and inaugurating the program where you can go, Allah, Allahumma ameen, astaghfirullah. Now we have people like that. Instead of prohibiting people from doing these things, they go to the program and they make dua and they inaugurate the program. Are you looking respect from the people? Allah will humiliate you. Allah will insult you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you knowledge and you are misusing it. You are abusing it. Allah will take it away. Don't worry. Allah is going to ask you a question the day of judgment. That I gave you understanding. I make you the warasatul anbiya, the inheritance of the prophets. And what you're doing, you're involving in music and singing, free mixing. Wallahi, be careful, brothers. Prohibit people from doing so. Let them know it's haram and don't involve in these things. Don't get involved in these things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran, help each other in the righteousness and don't help each other in the transgression. But what are you doing? We're helping each other. I don't have car. One of the brother come and pick me up to go to this music program. Oh, you don't have car? It's okay. Don't worry. I got you, man. I got you. I'm going to come and pick you up. وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Allah said, don't help each other in the transgression. Now we help each other. Your car is broken down. Okay, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to help you to go do the same. Against the Quran. Against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be careful, brothers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran in the ayah, كانوا لا يتناهون عن منكر فعلوه لبئس ما كانوا يفعلون. They used not to prevent one another from wrongdoing that they did. How wretched was that which they are doing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about these people, that they did not prevent one another from doing wrong stuff. How wretched are those people. Those who doesn't stop each other, you are in difficulties. You are in difficulties. Especially if you're imam, if you're a leader, and if you have authority, if you have power to do so, you are not doing so, wallahi, you are in trouble. Now, why we're mentioning these things, every year comes, and we have so many different days in our culture. This day, that day, celebration, that celebration, this celebration. In Islam, there's only 2 celebrations, 2 Eid days. Other than these 2 days, no other celebration in Islam. No Victory Day, no Independence Day, no other celebration in Islam. Celebrating any other day is following non-Muslim, because it's their culture. They do celebrate everything. If you celebrate, it's their culture. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that man sanna fil Islam sunnatan hasana. Those who follow a sunnah, those who establish a sunnah, will get the reward of anybody follows it after that. And vice versa. Those who establish a bad thing, a sinful things, anybody fall into it, anybody follows that, will get the share of sin. Now, some of them are shirk. How so? How? Following someone, non-Muslim is shirk. How come? Well, I don't understand these things. Well, your understanding doesn't matter. Whose understanding matters? Allah and His Messenger. Narrated by, the hadith narrated by Abu Waqid al-Laysi, radiallahu anhu. He narrated one day, we were traveling with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam towards Hunayn. We saw a tree, and we say to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, they have a tree, kuffars, they have a tree, that name, Zat Anwar. They have a tree, they hang their sword, they get rest under this tree. Why don't you make us a tree? Why don't you make us a Zat Anwar? They ask, اجعل لنا ذات أنواط كما لهم ذات أنواط. Why don't you make us a Zat Anwar as they have a Zat Anwar? No, is it something bad? Why don't you make us a shade as they have a shade? Is it something wrong? No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's our understanding. That's how we understand. Well, how Prophet responded? He said, فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سبحان الله هذا كما قال قوم موسى. You people speak as the people of Musa speaks. How so? اجعل لنا إلها كما لهم إله. Why don't you make us a God as they have a God, so that we can worship? Now you think, I think, it's nothing. Oh, they just ask for a shade, a tree. What's wrong with that? Prophet ﷺ compared this with the shirk of people of Musa did. It's a shirk. And they said, why don't you make us a God as they have a God? Why don't you make us a baqarah, a cow, as they have, so that we can worship? Now you think it's nothing? Prophet ﷺ compared this with shirk. He said it's shirk. Now whose opinion should I take? My opinion or Prophet ﷺ's opinion? Prophet ﷺ said it's shirk. It is shirk. That's how it's shirk. And then he also mentioned, these are the ways that you will certainly follow, as did those who came before you, step by step. You'll follow those who came before you step by step. Means you'll follow the Muslims. You'll follow the other culture step by step. And that's what we're doing. So understand, this is shirk. There's another hadith Muhammad mentioned, you will follow the ways of those nations who came before you. Span by span, cubit by cubit. Zira'an bi zira'an, shibran bi shibran. Handspan by handspan, inch by inch. Cubit by cubit. He said, you will follow the ways of the nations who came before you, spend by spend, cubit by cubit. So much so that if they were to go into the lizard hole, you will follow them. That's how worthless we are. We follow them in everything. It's good, it's bad, we understand, we don't understand, we follow them. That's what Allah mentioned. If they were to enter into the lizard hole, you follow them. And then Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, who are you talking about? Yahud and Nasara? They said, who else? That's what we're doing. We follow Thanksgiving, we celebrate Thanksgiving. I remember somebody asked, somebody mentioned, okay, somebody put a turkey picture on Thanksgiving Day. A brother mentioned, brother, it's haram. It's not our culture. And then this brother mentioned, well, dollar is not our money. What a logic, subhanallah, what a logic. You are following them step by step, cubit by cubit, inch by inch. You are putting yourself in the lizard hole. For you, then all of this zat and what? You are falling into shirk. Be careful. Don't put logic in the religion. Religion is separate. Qala Allah wa qala Rasul. Don't put your thinking in the religion. It's completed. I'm going to mention one thing, so I'm going to finish this. I'm sorry I'm late. I received a phone call half an hour ago. A brother got cancer. And he got cancer, his hair fall off, all the hair of his body fall off. The doctor told him not to go to crowded place, not to go to masjid. Now Allah closed masjid for him. This is a reminder for me. That's why I was thinking that I'm going to share this with brothers and sisters. This is a reminder. Allah closed masjid for him. He was so busy in dunya. He was so busy following money. Now he has cancer. He has time. He want to go to masjid, but he can't. Doctor told you not to go. You can't go to the crowded places. Cancer is sensitive. It might react. So Allah stopped masjid for you. So start coming back to Allah and His Messenger before Allah stopped you. May Allah SWT give us understanding. May Allah SWT make us among the people who follow Quran and Sunnah. May Allah SWT save us from all the shirk. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. عباد الله رحمكم الله ان الله يأمر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ولذكر الله الاكبر واقيموا الصلاه.